Hi, I'm Paul Seal from coachshare.co.uk. Welcome to the second episode in this series, where I show you how to build a website with Umbraco V8. So in the last episode, I've got how you get things set up. So we installed the package Umbraco, and we got a Hello World site working. So this is what we got. This is where we got to, and in the back office of Umbraco, we had this title field, so we could write anything in here, literally anything. Save and publish this and have a look at this on the front end, and that is what's rendered on the front end of your website. So that's where we're up to at this point in the series, and so we're going to take it from here and actually start to bring in the HTML, have a look at some other properties that you can use for Umbraco, and then start to bring in the template from Start Bootstrap, the theme that we're going to use, which is the clean blog. So it will look something like this website here. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to just go to coachshare.co.uk and search for HTML5 and go down to this result here, basic HTML5 template layout. And then we can just copy this. And then what I want to do in Visual Studio, we'll go into Solution Explorer and we'll go over to Views and then Master. And because at the moment we just have virtually an empty master template, I want to just put some HTML in here. So remove the line that says the fun starts here. That gets added on every template you create within Umbraco. And then I'm going to move this render body. So I've pasted in the code that I just copied from the sample, and I'm going to paste it into here. And then so if I just move the render body up to inside body, I leave coming soon on there, and then what we should see if we refresh the page now. Oh, as a reminder, if you wanted to run the site, you can just press Control and F5 and that will launch the site without debugging. So you get to this. So refresh that. So now we have anything above the title coming soon. So if we take out the title coming soon, and then refresh that, we're back to this. But if we inspect the page now, we have the more of a HTML5 document that we are displaying now. So that's how we then are going to render the home page. So the home page just has this, so that has model.title. Again, we can remove that. So let's make the homepage title be an H1. So we have model.title, paste that in there and save. And so if we refresh this, now if we view page source, we've got the H1 in there. So that is on the home page. So any template that inherits from master will have that outer markup, and then the rest is from inside there. So we've got an H1 there, and then what we can do is we can add another couple of controls on here. So if we go into Umbraco back office, so that's your website and then /Umbraco, log into that, and then if we go into settings, let's just add some more settings to this composition that we created. So let's add a rich text editor. So we're going to call this main content, and it gives it an alias automatically of main content. If you want to override that alias, you can click on this padlock and that lets you override that. Just be careful if you do this when it's a property that's already been created and has content already published on it. You might mess things up. So it's there, it's locked on purpose, automatically generated, but you can override that. So always try and enter a description as well. So in here we can just put enter the main content for this page. And then the editor we want to use, now you can create a new editor. So this is using one of these common editors, and then you can name it. And you might do this to say, create a field that's limited to 30 characters or something like that. But I tend to just use the existing ones. And so what I want to do here is use existing and then rich text editor. So I can't see it in the list, so if I just put in rich, it comes up here. So I can use an existing rich text editor. Is it mandatory? I don't need it to be. And then is there any custom validation? I don't want to do any custom validation. I'll click submit, save. You get a preview of what this editor looks like. And then if you go into content, what I like to do is have a tab open for settings, and then you can right click on content and open in a new tab, and then I've got a tab open for content. And that way I'm not navigating backwards and forwards. I can just have 2 tabs open, or as many as I need to, really. So in here now we have some a main content block. So this is where you can put some content in. So it's using the TinyMCE rich text editor plugin, and then save and publish that. So then if we go to the front end, we don't see that on the template because we've not added it to it. So let's go to our template, and because we're in Models Builder Pure Live mode, it should automatically have built the new model. So we can just check this if we want to. So if we go into App Data, Models, all generated.cs, that's not the one we want, models.generated, and then let's just have a look to see if it's added it in there. We've got a main content, and so the property name is main content like that. So what we can do is we can go to our template, home, and we can do @model.mainContent and save. So the @ makes it render it out. So if we refresh, we've now got rich text showing up on the page now. So we can do other things, like we could add other properties on there. So another property we might want to have is a drop down. So we can do add property, and then we can just, I don't know, do some colors, color name. It doesn't have to be colors, but please enter your favorite color. This is a bit silly, but anyway, just to give you an idea. So if we can just use existing and then do drop down, and then we click on that, and then if we just go back to that, so the choices there, use existing and then drop down. We had drop down or drop down multiple. So drop down multiple meaning you can pick more than one option. Drop down is just your default usual. So, and then if we click on submit, and what we find that this drop down actually doesn't have any properties to it. So this is where it's a good idea to actually create your own data type here. Now you can create it from here. If you click on the settings, this is the existing editor. So if you were to edit this one, it would update it for all of them. So you don't want to do that. So what we actually want to do is click on create new, and then type in drop down again. Click on create new, and then in the list there choose drop down, and then we want to call it, we can leave it as the default name, we're not going to use it later on. We can choose to enable multiple choice or not. We don't want to enable multiple choice for this. And then I'm going to just put the colours of the rainbow in here. So, and then I'm going to submit that. So what I've done there is I've used the infinite editor to be able to create a data type at the point of when I was trying to pick it, and then I can submit that now. So now on this property I have a color name, so I'll press save on this. Then if I go into the content tab and refresh, we'll see that we now have another property added here, and we can choose our favorite color, so we can choose red. Save and publish. Now if we go to because we had the file open for all .generated.cs, that's that's telling us that that file's been modified again. So that's just saying that the pure live is working and it's modified the file. So if we wanted to, we could say we could do a p tag, your favorite color is, and then do at model.color. Now what did I call it? I called it color name. Model.color name. And with, again, this is because I'm using models builder, that I've got this model dot and then the property value name. I'll show you in a moment again, just to remind you how you do it without models builder. So if we refresh the page, your favorite color is red. And then what we can do as well, if we want to, we can edit this whole layout, and let's just put something in here. Maybe we could do a div style equals color, and then at model.color name. So this is going to look disgusting, but it's going to show you the power of it, I suppose. If we go to the front end and refresh, there we go. So it's changed the color of the text based on the chosen one. So we could choose green, and because these CSS color name match CSS color names, that it's changing the color of the text for us there. And so not only are we dynamically able to change the text here, we're also able to have a bit of fun and change the color of the text as well. Let's see if there's any other editors that I wanted to quickly show you. Oh yeah, we've got the true false as well. I mean, when we build up the site, we'll need to use different editors anyway. So what shall we say is, so show or hide, show image. Yeah, okay, we'll do show image, and we'll have a picture of a cat. And we'll do true. So we use an existing true false, and then we'll submit this and then save. So this is a true false property, which when you use it, it basically is a Boolean value in C#. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go on unsplash.com, get an image of a cat, and we're going to download that, and I'm going to add this into the project. So what I will do is at the same time I'll show you the media. So if we go into Umbraco, go to media, we can click to choose files, and I'm going to choose the cat image that I just downloaded. Click on open, and there we have a lovely cat image. And I'm just going to click on the image and then go to info, and I just want to get the URL for that image, just for the purpose of this demo that I was doing for you. So now, if we, here what we can do is we can say at if model.showImage, and then we can do image source equals, and then we can just put that URL in of the media file. So don't take this as this is what you do with media. This is just a demonstration about this true or false mainly. And I'll just do a title equals cat picture. So if we go back to the front end of the site and then we refresh, so we don't see a cat image, but if we were to go to the content again and then click on the home and then tick show image, then what we can do is we can load the page, and it's loaded in this image. And then as a quick way to just sort out the width, we can do a style equals width 100%. Now, I'm not advocating you do inline styles. This is just to get some basics on the page, just so you can see it. So if we go back here and refresh the page, F5, there we go, we've got our cat. So that image is going to be shown if we tick that, and then if we turn it off again, the image won't be shown. So that is showing you how to use the true or false as well. So there's some more basics with the property editors that you can use with Umbraco, and there's loads of property editors, and you can just discover them yourself and see, how they work. Just if you weren't using Models Builder, you would just, I think I showed you in the last one, but let's say with the color name, you could do @model dot value and then color name. Save that. So this just has to match the property alias. And then refresh this. And there you have it, it's coming as blue. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to get ready to actually start working on the template. So I'm going to delete the usage of these here because we just don't need them. This is on the home page template. I've just deleted all of those things that we did. And this master template, we're going to replace this in a moment anyway. And what I want to do is just undo what we've done in the database as well. So if I just go into Umbraco, I'm going to delete the home page. So let me just start again there. So I went to the dots, go to do something else, and I want to delete. And then this will delete all the nodes and languages, etc. So click OK. Home was deleted. OK. So I don't have the content there. Now I can safely delete the properties from that composition. So I'm going to keep the composition, just delete some of those properties. So I'm going to keep main content, we can have that. I'm going to delete color name. I'm going to delete show image and then just save that. So I suppose we can, because we've deleted the content, we don't have it anywhere referenced, I'm going to rename this to be page title, and I'm going to rename the alias to be page and then capital T title and then save. So we've got page title, main content. So now what I want to do is start bringing in from Start Bootstrap the theme that we're going to use. So if we go to here and we go to, now to get to Start Bootstrap, you can go to my clean.codeshare.co.uk site and click on Start Bootstrap there, or you can just Google clean blog bootstrap blog theme and it will come up here. So this is it, and it's a free download for us. So you click on free download and it will give us all the HTML files that we need. So if I show in folder now this download that I've got, and then if I extract all, so we're going to have the standalone HTML build for this site. So I've just I've downloaded a zip file, I've extracted it all, and then if I double click on the index, it should load the HTML page. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this HTML and put this onto our master template just as a start to get us to the next point really. So first of all, what we want to do then is we want to edit that. We want to bring the assets over really. So what I like to do is see, we've got the CSS, the image folder, the JS folder, the SCSS, and we have a gulp file and everything like that. So I'm just going to bring over CSS, image, JS, vendor, and then the HTML pages. The rest of the files I don't think I need at this point. So I'm going to copy those. And then if I go to the root of the site where I'm working from, so a quick way to do that in Visual Studio is go to Solution Explorer, click on the web project that you're working on, right click, and then go to Open Folder in File Explorer. and that will open the folder at the point of where I want to be to paste these in. I'm now just going to paste these in. So I've just press Ctrl V there to paste these in here, and now I have those files that I need. So in theory I can just click on index now, and again it's loaded correctly from within the context of that. So also what I can do, because I've pasted those into this folder, that means that I should be able to reach that address on here. So if I go to my site and do /index.html, there we have the clean blog template being loaded in, and that's just because it's in this root of the website, and it's locally referenced correctly to the CSS image folder and JS and everything, so all the assets that it was using are all there. So what we want to do then as a starting point is get that index template into our master template so that the home page looks something like it will. And then later on in other episodes we will actually make that content dynamic. So we've got, what I did here, I'll just click on refresh and that will load in all of the new files. So if we right click and include this file here, the index one, then we open it, it will actually show us lit up with the nicely coloured characters and everything like that. I'm not sure what you call that, the parsed characters. Whereas if we went into one that wasn't included, it will come up, it might come up grey. Actually it hasn't on that, so that's good. So we've got index.html. We want to bring this over into master. So first thing I'm going to do is just do Ctrl-A and copy that. And I'm going to take my master template, and I just want to, the only thing I want to keep from this really is I want to paste this in here, copy the render body, cut that out, and just put that inside the body first of all, paste that in there, and then I'm going to delete what we had lower down. There we are. So we just have one HTML document now, and then save all. So now if we go to our website page on here, we don't need index.html anymore. We can just load at the root of the site, and it's saying that we don't have any content, so I forgot about that. So what we want to do is go into Umbraco, and then we want to go to content, create. Now this loaded the recycle bin here, so this is something else about Umbraco. You've got a recycle bin. If you want to, you can restore a content item. I don't want to with this one. You can right click and empty the recycle bin if you want. You can right click on an item and restore, and that will move it back to the content tree of where it was. There's also one for media as well. There's a media recycle bin. So what I'll do is I'll just empty the recycle bin for this, so I don't need that. And now it's saying that there's an error here, but that's just because we're on the edit URL for the old home page, so we don't have that home page anymore. So what we want to do is we want to right click or click on the dots and do create, and then home, and then I'm just going to call it home, and then I'll just call it clean blog, and then this is the home page, and then I'm going to do save and publish. So now we do have a page at that address. So a quick way to get to the page is to click on the info tab and then go click on the URL. And then now our website looks like this. It's not hooked up to anything, it's not dynamic in any way, but it's there for us to be able to use, for us to make a start. And then if you notice here, we've got a navigation, so this sort of thing will be on all pages, and we've also got a footer as well. So in theory, as this is our home page, what we want to do is have the render body, so we'll cut this and we will place it after the navigation, and then we'll cut everything from the header to above the footer. We'll cut all that, and we will paste that into home. Save that. Now, if you notice, there is an HR at the bottom of that. I'll leave that on there. That's fine to be on that template. Actually, I'll cut that HR out, and I'll put that above the footer. So that's just the horizontal rule element. So that is just going to put the line across above the footer. So that may as well stay with the footer. So on our master template now, we've got a navigation and a footer and all the scripts references and everything like that. And on our home template, what we have is the markup for the header and the body, well, the container body. So if we refresh the page, it looks exactly the same, but we split it out into the two different templates. So if we were to go back into content, well, actually, we don't need to go back into content, but what we can do if we want to is, you see how we've got this here, we can actually render out the page title. So we can do at model.page title and then save that and go on here, and it should still say clean blog anyway because that's what it said, but we can then change this title. If we click on the content tab here, my website, we have a page title, and refresh that. Here we go, my website. So there are different ways to do things like this. So say if that doesn't have a page title, I think if you can do, has it got, right, so one thing that you could do, there are different helper methods for this, but in theory, we could just put a little conditional thing in here to say model.page title. If we wrap this in curly bracket, in rounded brackets for a start, and then we do something like this. If we say string dot is null or white space, and then model.page title, and we put the exclamation in front of that, and then we do the ternary operator to say question mark. So if it's blank, if it's not blank, use the page title, and then we do the colon after that, space colon, and then we can do model.name. So if it has a page title, use that, otherwise use the name of the page, and then we can refresh this, and that will use my website. But if I was to delete this and save, it will actually use this property that is up here, and refresh that, and that's home. So there's a start for you for pulling in some of the properties and using it on this. And what we'll do in future episodes is actually split out these into separate partials for the header and these other elements like this list of blog posts and things like that, and the footer and the navigation and everything. But I think that's enough for this episode to, for what we're going to do in terms of the using Umbraco and working out how to put things onto the template and how to get it to start to look like this website. So definitely not the end, although it looks nice, it's not dynamic or editable apart from that page title there. So I think that's everything for this episode. If you've enjoyed this episode and you're interested in following along with the other episodes, please click on like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and click on bell notifications. And if you feel like you want to, there's no obligation, but if you want to, you can go to coshare.co.uk/coffee, and you can buy me a coffee if you so wish to, and that'll be much appreciated. That's coshare.co.uk/coffee. And also, if you have any questions about this video in particular, or help on the topics that I've covered, you can get in touch with me on Twitter. I'm at CodeSharePaul. So if we go to twitter.com and then CodeSharePaul, Paul, you can get in touch with me on there. If you follow me and tweet me, that's fine. And also, if you have if you're struggling with Umbraco in general, or you've got specific questions, or you've taken it further, you didn't want to wait for more episodes, you want to just get on with it, you can go to our.umbraco.com/. If you go to that, first of all, this is a great resource for anybody, any developer or editor or anyone who's into Umbraco. And then go to Forum. And then here you can ask your questions. You can search, first of all, if you're stuck with anything, try searching for it on here. And then if you can't find the answer, then ask a question. So you'll be able to enter your title, like how do I create a carousel or something like that. And then you can put your question in here. So help me, please. I don't know where to start with a carousel. And a tip for you with this editor here, so you see this is the code mirror. If you've got some code that you want to paste into here, a quick and easy way to get it to work is all you have to do is highlight the code and press tab so that it's just got one tab away from the edge, and then highlight it, and then you can just paste it in. And because it's got that one tab, it automatically detects it as code, and then you can carry on writing around it. But you can also highlight something and then mark it as code as well. So yeah, definitely use that on Our Umbraco. Sign up on that and ask questions. It's a really friendly community and people want to help you succeed, so they will be helpful and you won't be scared off from it. And if you didn't get an answer to your question, maybe if you tweet it as well and things like that. Or there's a Facebook group as well if you're interested in Umbraco and you want help. So if you do facebook.com and then you search, actually you have to be logged in, but search for Umbraco web developers, and there's a Facebook group on there that you can ask for people for help on as well. And finally, whilst I'm sharing these sorts of things, if you go to umbracians.chat, you can sign up to the Slack channel as well. You enter your email address and you'll get a link and you'll be invited to the Umbraco Slack channel, and you can ask for help on there as well. So yeah, that's it for the episode. Please click on like, as I've said, and share with others as well. If you know anyone that's learning Umbraco or new to Umbraco V8, then maybe share the video with them. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks a lot. Bye.